Good morning. It's the KCHW morning show. It is Three Amigo-less Thursday. We don't have Alan or Scott this Thursday, but I'm joined by my very, very good friend and sister from another mother, KS Brooks. Y'all know her, you love her. Good morning, KS. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Chuck.
Woohoo!
Woo!
I'm excited. You nervous? You excited?
Yeah, I'm good.
Get a little closer to that mic. There you go.
Closer to the mic.
There you go. That was good. So how are you doing this morning? You got a lot going on lately.
Yes.
I know you're working a lot.
Yes.
It's crazy. You're working on the newspaper. You're making
Yes.
films.
Yes.
You're ruling the world.
Not quite there yet.
I almost said ruining instead of ruling.
Well,
That's
back when I was doing my 100-day karaoke marathon during the pandemic, I referred to it as ruining songs, and some people said I was improving them, so I had to stop saying ruining. But it's still in my heart to ruin them.
That's funny. And you have a big thing coming up this weekend.
I do.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
Our latest music parody video, which is of Taylor Swift's Lavender Haze,
Mm-hmm.
is going to open for Misty Shipman's new film Blindfolded at the Magic Lantern Theater Saturday night. So we're very excited about that, to see it on the big screen.
That is awesome. That is
Yeah,
awesome.
thank you.
And you've had some of your films done at the drive-in theater.
Yes.
And have you had any other theaters? You ever been?
No, not yet.
We did the one for the 50-hour slam that
Yes.
should have gotten played at the Bing Crosby, and
Yes,
it
but that's all right.
didn't quite make it in
We
time.
won the viral vote, though.
We did, and we were both. I was in that. I was part of the team on that,
Yes.
and that was so much fun.
That was amazing.
It was 50 hours of no sleep, and nothing but breathing, sleeping, eating,
Yeah.
film,
Yes.
and then still getting it in late.
Yeah. Well,
But-
first time's always, a learning process. So we got to figure it out for next time, and everybody better watch out. Here
Well, and
come.
we had our experienced team leader Joe, who was on the show last Friday, have a family emergency, and we showed up the morning of filming, and he's like, "All right, guys, thanks for showing up. I gotta go.
Yep.
Good
and
luck with
then
this film."
One of the other cast members got sick, so
Mm-hmm.
we were down to 4, and
Well, that was a really cool learning experience, though, because
It was.
were forced to figure out a lot of stuff really fast that we didn't know. So,
Yep.
or you might have known, but
Oh,
the rest of
no.
us didn't know.
I'm used to working alone, so.
Mm-hmm.
But now I have a great team, and I'm really grateful for people like you, Chuck, who show up and just use your talents and
Aw.
get on the screen and look fabulous and fun. And I mean, the latest video we did, that Lavender Haze
Mm-hmm.
spoof, is just top notch. I'm really, really proud of that one.
If for people that haven't seen it yet, there's a scene towards the beginning of the video that I'm in.
Yes.
That I'm dressed. I'm kind of my character's a jerk,
Yes.
but I drive the most amazing car.
Old Blue, yeah.
And there was this guy. It was an old Malibu, right? Wasn't that what it was?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just this guy, just a stranger that you met at a car show?
He was in the parade.
Yes.
For the fair.
Yeah.
And I saw the car coming down, and I was like, oh my God, I have to have that car in the video. And I literally ran alongside the car and begged him to let us use his car in the video. And he's like, yeah. I mean, he was so cool.
He
They're
really was.
awesome. Yeah.
And this perfect stranger meets us in a Walmart parking lot. From across the car, throws me the keys to this amazing
Oh,
car
God.
and says, "Go ahead, take it."
Yeah.
I was like, "What?"
That was pretty awesome.
The hardest part for driving that thing was keeping the tires on the pavement,
Oh, I'm
because
sure.
that car it didn't like going that slow. It was
Yeah.
unhappy about that.
I can't drive 55, so.
Right, neither could that car. Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
that was a lot of fun. Oops, I got a little thing here going on Facebook that I need to get rid of. Oh, there we go. Anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and I'm going to start things off with the weather here. Today it's looking like a high of 57 degrees. We're going to have some cloudy skies this morning with some showers during the afternoon. The low's going to be hit 42 overnight with some more rain overnight. Rain, and more rain. Hasn't been quite as we've had quite a bit, but I was expecting more downpours. I think it's been
Yeah.
a nice gentle.
Yeah, no, this has been good. Hopefully all the fires around us are getting quenched.
I saw one alert. There was a fire that has been reported as put out.
Oh,
is over
good.
with. I didn't. My phone did a thing before I clicked on it and saw where it was, but there's at least one fire. It might have been a smaller one, but it was given the all clear.
That's good news.
And yeah, so the that's what it was. The potluck last night. I wasn't able to make it. We're leaving on a trip next week, and we've got a lot of stuff to get ready before we go on our trip.
All right.
But I did have to come here to the station last night because we got knocked off the air for a little while. But it looked like there was a lot of people out there
Good.
having a potluck in the rain, supporting the Seddies
Aw.
and the firefighters.
That's awesome.
And I would just like to, on behalf of KCHW, give another special thank you to the firefighters who I'm still in awe that they were able to put that fire out the way they did
Yeah, that was
And-
amazing.
and not let it spread.
Yeah.
I mean, our radio station is 20 feet from where the flames were. You know, I've seen some of the videos, and it almost looks like the flames are touching our building. You know, if you look at it at the right angle.
So scary.
And
I mean, I remember that night you and I were messaging, and
Yeah.
it's just like, oh my God, can I come down and do something?
I walked out to the car. I had my PJs on, my keys in my hand, and then, I started, was kind of debating, like, oh, I don't know, do I even go down there? And then I heard explosions, and the ground started shaking, and I'm like, you know what? What am I gonna do? What's the point? So I stayed home.
Super
Just
Chuck.
'cause- Right? Yeah, I wouldn't do anything but get in the way, and that's not what the firefighters needed at the time.
Nope.
So anyway, moving on to the weather for tomorrow, 61 degrees for the high, 44 for the low, mostly cloudy skies. Looks like the rain might be letting up a little bit. Saturday, we're going to have 61 for the high again, 39 for the low. Again, that chance of rain at 16%, so pretty much a repeat of Friday. Looks like we might actually get some nice weather for the fair, or not the fair, I'm having a hard time coming up with words this morning. On the air, right?
For on Sunday or next
No,
weekend?
the Friday market. The Friday market.
Oh,
Looks
the-
like we might
the
actually.
farmer's market.
Yeah,
Oh, good.
Yeah, looks like we might actually have some decent weather for that. There
Excellent.
was some concerns that it was going to be really rainy.
Now, is this the last market?
No, the last market, I believe, is the 13th, and that's when they're doing the pumpkin bowling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which unfortunately I will be out of state, and I was really hoping to cover the pumpkin bowling, but we had to take a last minute scheduled trip out of state, unfortunately. But that's okay. We'll be back. Then
Sounds suspicious.
I know, right? Suspicious. Sunday, the sun is coming out.
Yay.
Ooh, it's gonna be 66 degrees and sunny. That's like
Nice.
a perfect day right there.
It is.
Not too hot, but
Nope.
just warm enough.
Perfect
yes,
convertible
yes,
weather.
right? But that low is going to get down to 39 degrees again.
Ouch.
It's time to start turning the heater on at night. I woke up this morning and I actually we got this little, the split unit AC, and I had to flip the heater on and stand in front of it for a little bit before
Oh, yeah, mine was on.
Yep. And then I don't remember where I was. I was on Monday, 64 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. Tuesday about the same. Wednesday about the same. And then Thursday again, the sun's coming out again, and it's going to be another mid-60s sunny day. Then for the foreseeable future after that, it's calling for sunny skies in the mid-60s. We are going to have a beautiful
Yay.
fall, aren't we?
October's awesome.
Right? Oh, I love it. And we're not even going to be here for a bunch of that nice weather.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
man. That's okay. So let's go ahead, Kat, and move on to the bits and breaks on the on our sheet here. We kind of went through things a little bit. This is Kat's. Have you been a co-host in the morning show before? No, you've
Always
been
a guest.
You've been a guest. This is her first day as a morning show co-host.
Yes.
So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna move on to our bits and breaks. So this first one, who's your favorite server? This is on social media. We are discussing our favorite server in our city. Do you have, maybe not a specific individual, but there's a lot of different types of servers I've
Yes.
noticed. There's there's ones that are grumpy, there's ones that are happy, there's ones that are, you ever had one that's overly happy?
Yes.
And it's just like,
Yes.
ooh.
I was like, please don't seat me in her section. I don't want to have that much talking coming my way.
Right? There's a specific coffee shop, not in Chihuahua, but there's a regional coffee shop, and they have a customer service sort of, I guess, policy that is a bit overzealous, in my opinion. They tend to come out to your car, to your window when you're ordering instead of waiting till you go to the window, which is
Right.
nice if it's busy, then you
Right.
go up to the window, your coffee's already ready. We went there once, there was no line. And we went right up to the window, and this guy stood behind us and the window trying to take my order, and I'm trying to reach around him to give my order to the guy in the shop, and he keeps trying to talk to me to get my order. I'm like, could you just move out of the way? We had my wife and I were out eating the other day too, and there was this young lady that was serving. Then we were like, oh man, she's in a bad mood. She's really having a bad day. She was so grumpy. And then because she was being so grumpy with all these customers. And she came over to our table and she's like, oh, hi, how you guys doing? And she was like the sweetest thing in the world, super nice. And then she went back over where she was, in her station, and other customers would come up, and she was so mean and so grumpy. And then she would come back to our table and be just so super sweet and nice.
That's very strange.
I think there were some regulars. I think it was an issue of the regulars versus the new people.
Well, in Boston, people pay for that treatment at Durgan Park and Quincy Market.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they sit you down and they're so rude to you. They've always been very nice to me, but my friend from Minnesota, he wanted, I guess he ordered fish chowder or something, and she's like, you moron, it says clam chowder or seafood chowder. There's no fish chowder on there. And he wanted to go there every time. He loved getting treated that way.
When I was in high school, I worked at the Alaska State Fair. I worked there every year from like high school until my late 30s or mid 30s, I guess. But this coffee shop I worked at had an abuse window. So there was the main windows. You walked up. You know how it is at a fair. There's the booth. Yes. and the awning opens up. There was a window around the side, and that was the abuse window. And at the abuse window, the coffee was double the price. You got insulted. You had to wear stupid things. You got your photo taken doing stupid, embarrassing things. And it was a big hit. There were times when there would be a huge line at the abuse window.
Wow.
Yeah. Sometimes we'd throw coffee beans at people. It was something. It was always a spectacle. Yep.
That's funny.
It was funny.
Well, and hopefully also funny would we suggest that you text someone the following. And I quote, I'm getting on a plane. I'll call and explain when I land. And share your replies that you get when you text that to people, because we'd love to hear them. I think a lot of people will be like, what the heck's going on?
I like that. I have to leave the state. I can't explain right now.
There's that theme of suspicious.
Oh, I love it. And I don't know if we're getting anything in the comments or not right now, because I am not checking my Facebook.
Oh.
Well, you see, we have the live feed going here, and if I check Facebook on this computer, then it kicks us off the air, so I can't do that. Right, not the air, but
Can I check it on my phone?
Yes, absolutely. While we go, this next one is about neighbor wars. This survey revealed the top issues neighbors have with their neighbors. Noise was number one, and these are some of the other things people said about problems with their neighbors. This one person said the neighbor steals her plants and plants them in her own yard.
Oh, my God.
Wow. This one their neighbor had an affair with her husband and caused a divorce. Oh, look, I'm in stereo.
I was trying to check the comments. I have to turn my media off here. Sorry about that.
Oh, this next one sounds like fun. Their neighbor has karaoke night in their home garage.
That's pretty awesome.
This one goes through her mail. Ooh, that's not good. This next one undresses in front of their open windows. There's some decorum. Don't do that, people. Close the blinds. Do something. Close. If you don't have blinds, change in the bathroom.
That could go either way, depending on what the person looks like, I think. But still kind of disturbing.
We know how Kat stands on that one.
Well, I'm sorry. If Jason Momoa is getting changed in front of a window with no blind, I mean, come on.
You do have professional camera equipment, don't you?
I do, with zoom lenses, but that's illegal, so I won't be doing that.
This person had a neighbor interfering with the sale of their home. Wow, that's rough. That's
crazy.
There's got to be some sort of legal recourse that can be taken for that one. This one had their neighbor stole their dog. That's like, how do you do that and think people aren't going to notice that you have your neighbor's dog? I mean, that's like taking your neighbor's child and thinking,
exactly.
No, this is my child.
Yeah.
No, that's crazy. This one, we actually had this happen with we were renting a home, and the landlord, the person that owned the property, lived on the other end of the property. and she would do this. This one, their neighbor walked through their house without permission. There were times when we would wake up in the morning and her kids would be in our house. And then we would go outside and she'd be like out in our driveway in a lawn chair reading a book. And we're like, your kids are in our house. And it would be like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my God.
And she would look at us and like do the blank stare and the slow blink like, oh, is that not okay? Like, no, it's not okay. Get your kids out of our house.
Wow.
Crazy. And last one here, their neighbor talked about UFOs too much.
Can you talk about UFOs too much?
No,
Can
you
you?
can't.
I
I mean,
mean-
that's just somebody without a sense of humor.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
truth is out there.
The last one, that was the last one, but it says the most surprising statistic generated from the survey is that 21% of respondents claim to have never had a negative confrontation with a neighbor.
Only 21%.
Never. I had a neighbor once bad enough where we had to go to court. I had to press charges.
What?
Yeah. He was. He had a little bit of a drinking problem and a little bit of a problem controlling his firearms. And he liked to point them at people and accuse people of weird, random things. So.
Wow.
Yeah, he was an interesting fellow. So tell us everything you need to know about the internet. This comes from May of 1994.
Wow. Back in 94? I'm not sure I remember that
Wow.
far back, but the internet was the next big thing in technology, but so unfamiliar that we had to begin by explaining what it was. The world's largest computer network and the nearest thing to a working prototype of the information superhighway. And in May of that year, computer book publisher Ziff Davis Press released How to Use the Internet. Among things which the book covered were email. Never forget that electronic email is like a postcard. Many people can read it easily without your ever knowing it. In other words, do not say anything in an email message which you would not say in public.
Wow.
Everyone has followed that rule to a T.
Oh,
I'm
absolutely. Same with
sure.
private messenger. Yeah.
Exactly. Texting, yeah.
I will have to say, if you're with an organization or something and you have an email that could potentially get passed on to, the next board member or the next, whoever holds that position, be careful what you say in those emails because the next person to take your position will be able to read those.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, and then there's always the reply all by accident.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that
Yes.
happened to me once. That was not good. All it was a picture of Brendan Fraser, but it was still embarrassing.
Knowing you, Kat, you probably didn't have much clothing on, right?
He had a giant fig leaf. He looked amazing. A friend sent it to me, and I forwarded it to the girls in the office, and somehow the boss was on there as well. And I don't know. And he's like, yeah, he looks good. Like, oh, cool boss.
Nice.
But another thing is finding people to communicate with. Telephone a good friend who has electronic mail and exchange email addresses with him or her. God, this is so archaic.
Right?
It's funny.
Call. Tell us about this call. What does that mean?
I don't
Call-
like
call?
you actually verbally speak to someone. I'm not familiar with that.
Why?
I don't know. You can just text. It's so much
Right?
easier.
And this was there texting in 1994?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because there's the calling or the showing up on, the big thing's showing up at people's doors. Like since texting, I think the random knock on the door really makes you sort of jump now.
Oh, for
Before,
sure.
I remember as a kid, people would just come and knock on your door willy-nilly.
Yep.
And don't do that anymore. I got one of those welcome to our home signs, that I won
Yeah.
it at a raffle or something, I think, little wooden cheesy little plaques that go next to your door.
Yeah.
And I'm going to change the wording to, did you text first?
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And this also says you should join a mailing list. Although it is polite to say please and thank you to a human, do not include these words in the messages you send to a listserv. They may confuse the machine. Not anymore with AI.
No,
You know?
no, they'll send a well-worded response back.
Yes, and I always say, hey, Google, could I please have something? So, I don't know. I think she appreciates it.
Aw.
When I say I love you, Google, she says, you're pretty cool. So
Nice.
I think it's
Nice.
good. Yeah. Oh, I said, hey, Google, and my phone just woke up. Stop that. See, she's very obedient. She appreciates all the nice etiquette. Speaking of etiquette, Flaming is generally frowned upon because it generates lots of articles that very few people want to read and wastes Usenet resources. I don't even know what that means.
What is Usenet and what is flaming?
Flaming's when you type in all capitals.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what it means now. Back then, who knows what it means?
You
I
ever
don't know.
you ever run into somebody that types in all caps all the time?
Yes.
Like, is there something wrong with?
She has a medical condition. She explained it one time. I didn't read the whole thing, but she said it's just easier for her to type that way. She can't hit the shift.
See, now I'm a jerk.
Well, no, there are some people who just do it to be ornery, but she actually, somebody said to her, hey, could you please not do that? And she's like, I'm really sorry, but I don't
Wow.
remember what it was. It was in a group that I'm in.
Wow.
So, yeah, I was very surprised to hear that.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and here's some advice on surfing, which is in quotes, surfing the internet. Surfing the internet is a lot like channel surfing on your cable television. What's that? You have no idea what is on or even what you want to watch. Ooh, that's
Wow.
so not helpful at all.
No.
And here's advice for searching the internet. If a particular search yields a null result set, I don't know what that is, check carefully for typing errors in your search text. The computer will not correct your spelling, and transposed letters can be difficult to spot. Well, Google pretty much corrects everything I type in wrong.
Right?
So, yeah, this is, wow, I'd say like 99% of this is just gone, not needed anymore.
Oh, I know. Man. I just wonder, so back then, could you actually read the whole internet? You probably just about could, right?
In like a weekend, probably, yeah.
The the meme, you've reached the end of the internet. You
Yes.
could literally reach the end of the internet in 1994.
Probably.
You probably couldn't even then either, but
I mean, could you actually, probably like AOL dial-up or something, but I mean, I wonder what the majority, what the percentage of people who could actually access the internet back then was.
right. I know we had we were a pretty big deal back in the 90s. We had a new computer. We had a color printer. Yeah, in like
Ooh.
1995,
Dot matrix.
96. Yeah.
Cool.
And we had the internet, it did the whole beeping thing, and if you wanted to open up a photo or a picture, you opened that photo up, and then you went and like made yourself a sandwich and sat down and watched the show on TV, and then you come back and that picture would almost be loaded.
Here's a secret.
What's that?
The Chihuahua Independent still uses a dot matrix printer for some things.
Wow.
Just behind the scenes.
You're
Yeah.
you're giving away secrets.
And it goes on for it prints for like 2 hours. And we call it music.
Does it make the
Yes. Yes.
That's kind of
For
awesome.
like 2 hours.
Does it have the chits on the side?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, where you have to pull off the sides, and it's got the little, like the little holes on the sides of the paper that you have to pull off.
Yeah, it's got that.
Wow, that
Yeah.
should be in a museum.
Oh my God. So when I went to get my first smartphone and I handed the guy my phone, he answered it like it had rung, and he goes, hello, and he looks at me, he goes, hey, it's the museum, they want their phone back. I'm just like, thanks a lot, dude. Sorry, I'm like the last person on the face of the planet to get a smartphone.
Wow, but you have one now.
Yes.
And that's all that matters.
I love it so much. I'm like, why did I wait so long? I was such a dummy.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to the news and nuggets.
Ooh, news and nuggets.
It says it takes nearly a year for parents to save for a dream vacation.
That's all?
I was going to say I'd have to save up a lot more than a year for that.
Oh, heck yeah.
I work in radio. I don't make a lot of money.
Yeah.
So the quote unquote dream vacation for American families, it says, takes nearly a year to save up for, according to a survey. Like maybe if I didn't pay my mortgage.
What is their dream? Is their dream like, oh, I could say, I'm going to make people mad, but it's like if your dream's just like going down the street and getting coffee.
That's
You
a
know.
good day.
Yeah, it is a good day, but I wouldn't consider that a vacation.
Wow.
But actually, speaking of coffee, National Coffee Day deals.
Yeah.
We'll never say no to free coffee, and there's plenty to go around this week. National Coffee Day is coming tomorrow, September 29th, and International Coffee Day comes just 2 days later on October 1st.
Yeah.
And there are some deals that you can take advantage of. We're not going to leave you hanging with that. Circle K is going to offer a free cup of coffee through October 2nd if you download their app to redeem the offer. Dunkin' Donuts, Dunkin' Reward members are eligible for a free medium coffee with any purchase on Friday. They've also revived their free coffee Mondays through October. Krispy Kreme, everybody's favorite donut, is giving away one medium coffee to anyone who walks in the door on Friday, even if you don't buy anything else. That's pretty sweet.
I think we should reach out to Krispy Kreme to be a sponsor of the radio station.
Oh,
and they
yeah.
could drive up to Chihuahua and deliver us donuts every day before the show.
Oh, yeah. That would be good. I don't understand why we don't have a Tim Hortons here in Chihuahua. I love Timmy's.
But isn't that only in Canada?
I've seen one or two in the States. I think it was upstate New York. I'm not sure, but
Upstate New York is pretty much just Canada.
it is Canada.
Yeah.
Or as I like to call it, Canada. Actually, I got that from a Fool's song, but I still love it. Starbucks is not doing a specific National Coffee Day deal. Boo.
Ooh.
Though some stores are offering free coffee tastings.
Isn't that special?
Yeah, thanks so much for that.
Right?
Oh, well.
It was 5 years ago this week that an editor at the website The Takeout ran the headline, "The surprisingly pleasant combo of peanut butter and mayo sandwiches." Right? You know, and I'm not even one of those mayo haters, but peanut butter and mayo, I guess don't knock it till you try it. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'll pass on that. Thank
Then
you.
people started trying it for themselves and apparently liked it, but apparently not so much that it would become popular in any way whatsoever.
No, that's just wrong.
So next time we have you on the show, we're going to bring in some peanut butter, mayo, and bread, and we're going to do an on-air test of the peanut butter mayo sandwiches.
Ew.
But you know, if a little trick though on a grilled cheese, if you put a little mayo on
yes.
your grilled cheese, it makes that cheese melt
Pop.
so much.
Well,
Yeah.
it also makes the flavor pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
always do mayo on a grilled cheese.
And it makes that cheese just a little extra
Oh, does it? I didn't
runnier.
realize
Yeah,
that.
it helps the cheese melt into the bread a little
it's
bit
delicious.
better. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
good
good.
stuff.
So, recent Powerball winner Edwin Castro, who is now a billionaire, he won the largest Powerball jackpot in U.S. history. He has purchased a $47 million mansion in Los Angeles, marking his third lavish property purchase since winning the $2 billion lottery last year. $2 billion.
Wow.
Along with the new mansion in Bel Air, Castro also purchased a $25.5 million estate in Hollywood Hills and a $4 million mansion with mountain views. Sorry, this is early for me.
It is.
Castro's latest home has 7 bedrooms, 11 bathrooms, and includes luxurious amenities such as champagne tasting room, a wine cellar, a glass walkway, a theater, and an infinity pool. Damn.
I mean, would you? I don't know if I would go out and buy a bunch of properties like that.
No, I would not.
Especially not right now. I mean,
No.
it's gonna be worth in 5 years. Property's not gonna be worth as much as it is right now.
No, I think that's.
I think it's a bad investment right now.
A lot of people are saying that. I was reading an article about this the other day, and people were saying, don't make large purchases like that. They also advise people to take the payments over time instead of taking the one lump sum, which he took. So, But just a reminder, Wednesday's Powerball jackpot was $850 million. If there was no winner, the next draw will be held Saturday night.
Okay. I wonder what the monthly payouts were for a jackpot that big. It's got to be more than enough to survive off of.
Exactly.
And never ever want for anything ever again for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I guess he bought like a Ferrari or something as well. He's been just throwing it out there.
I mean, sure, if I won $2 billion, there would be some frivolous spending, but
Yeah.
But I don't, I would like to buy that one place and just make it perfect,
Right?
Yeah, and just
Yeah.
have your little hideaway. Maybe your main house and then a vacation home or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna lie, I might buy a couple cool cars.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah.
So the dogs that shed the most.
Oh, yay.
Oh yes. I don't see my dog Jack on this list.
Yes.
But yeah. So this new study has compiled a list of the top 5 dog breeds that shed the most, from worst to, I guess, better to worse, I guess.
I think worse.
Number 5 on that list is the Chow Chow, the blue-tongued Chow Chow. My sister was a Chow Chow person for a while, and they have a tendency to get aggressive as they
Oh.
get older. It seems. At least hers did. And I've heard that's like a trait with the breed. They get older and they get sick and
Oh,
they tend to get grumpy.
I did
Anyway,
not know this.
number 4 is the Cardigan Welsh Corgi.
How does it shed with a sweater on?
Right?
I don't understand this. So are all corgis, do they all shed? They're like one of the cutest beings on the planet.
They are.
Corgis.
They really are.
Oh my God.
I think the you make the cardigan out of the corgi with the fur they shed is why they're called that.
I was in Seaside, Oregon back in June to do some photography, and there were all these corgis running around. I'm like, what the heck is going on? It was a corgi convention.
Wow.
There was hundreds of corgis everywhere. It was so adorable.
I would have just laid on the floor and let them all run on me.
It's cuteness overload.
Couldn't even imagine. I did when we picked up our dogs. There were 2 litters at the place we got them that were delivered at the same time in this woman's house, and she had this really great, nice setup. And I had these huge plans of going in there and laying on the ground because there were like 20 puppies. We were
Oh
one of the first
God.
ones to get our 20 golden doodle puppies, which are like the cutest things on the earth. And I had these dreams of going down and laying on the ground and letting all these 20 puppies just climb all over me. But in reality, laying on the ground with that many puppies is really gross. There's not a clean spot to lay. So I didn't fulfill my dream.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't fulfill my dream, Pat.
We'll have to surprise you one day for like a big birthday or something.
So yeah, if anybody has a fresh litter of puppies that and a clean spot on the floor, I will give me a call. I'm your man.
We'll find you a clean floor and then bring the puppies to you.
Yes,
There
that'll
you
work.
go.
That'll work. I'm a sucker, which kind of sucks because I'll probably end up with another dog, which I absolutely don't need.
Laura.
Absolutely don't. No, she's not going to be the one to control me. She's worse than I am.
Oh, God.
Well, we have room for one more. It's okay. Yep. Number 3 on the list is the American Eskimo dog. American Eskimo, and I've had some friends with those, and yes, they are everywhere.
Wow.
Number 2 is the Alaskan Malamute, and the number 1 shedding dog is the Akita.
Wow.
Akita.
They're big dogs.
Yeah,
That's
they
a
are.
lot of fur.
Yeah. Tell us about this next one here.
Your man loves you when he does this. I can't wait to read this. How do you know your man loves you? Because he'll watch or go to a movie he has no interest in seeing, starring an actor he can't stand just to make you happy. 2/3 of guys have done this. I buy this. I buy it.
You know what usually happens though,
They fall asleep.
or you end up being a fan, like, wow, that movie was really good, or hey, now I like that actor.
Oh, I figure maybe secretly he's watching football on his cell phone.
Oh,
But
that's rough.
27% of men have seen a concert starring an act they can't stand. 60% of women admit to making their man go to events they don't want to attend. 40% of men have made their lady do this.
I mean, I think that's just kind of standard in a relationship. You do things you don't want to do because your
care about
partner
the
wants to
person, yeah.
do them. Yeah.
I don't know. I would just feel bad asking someone to do something I would know they wouldn't enjoy.
Well, when my wife and I were dating, I was kind of I guess a hippie for lack of a better word, and I went to a lot of shows. It was kind of my thing. I loved going to different shows and bands that would come up, and I drug her to a lot of those shows that I don't really even know if I ever checked to see if she had interest in them or not. So I would just be like, hey, we're going to the show I got tickets for. And she would say, okay. And then she would come along with me. And, they were usually good shows anyway. So, yeah. Okay, so men find women more attractive in the fall and the winter. A study from University of, Wroclaw found that men seem to find women more attractive in the fall and winter than in the months of maximum exposure. Researchers theorize the scarcity of flesh may make what they get to see much more exciting.
Oh my gosh.
That's
what?
I think it's the sweaters.
Sweaters are sexy.
Sweaters are unbelievably
Corduroy?
sexy. Ooh.
Tan corduroy, sexiest material on the planet, according to a book I wrote.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, outstanding. So
Yes.
so we're hearing from the expert here.
Well, it was a fiction book, but
What about cranberry red corduroy?
nah, it is sexy.
Yeah, well.
The brown is just earthy.
We're talking like pants or like
Yeah.
on men or women both?
I don't
Just in
think we
general?
specified.
Okay, just
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah.
And they make cool sounds. They go
Yes.
when you walk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Swish.
And they're warm. Corduroy pants are warm.
Yes, they are.
Yep.
Oh my, we get to talk about powerful lasers
Ooh.
now. Can I talk about my Jewish space laser or no?
You know, I think you are Jewish,
I
right?
am.
So I'm not sure that's going to be offensive to anybody. I'll just bow
Okay.
out of this conversation.
Well, first we'll talk about the world's most powerful laser, which is going to be built by scientists. British scientists are. I'll be good.
Okay.
British scientists are set to build the world's most powerful laser. I was going to say they can't fix their teeth, but they're going to build a laser. I don't understand this. But it's going to be known as the Vulcan 2020 laser. The laser, which will be constructed in Oxfordshire, is hoped to accelerate advancements in nuclear fusion, renewable energy, and batteries.
Wow.
With a single laser pulse lasting a trillionth of a second, the Vulcan 2020 laser will deliver more power than the entire national grid of Great Britain.
Wow.
I guess that's impressive. How much
That's-
power does their grid produce? A lot?
I would imagine enough for all of Great Britain.
That's pretty amazing.
That seems like a lot. It's almost as powerful as yours, Kat.
Well, all right, let's talk about my laser, which I
Okay.
do not have, which I'm very upset about because I have an entire business plan built around access to my space laser, which I do not have.
What?
Yes, I am not understanding why I do not have this laser. I thought every Jew had one. I don't have it. I just need my controller, my remote control, because I have a plan. I'm going to open a boutique that does facials. Mm-hmm. You know how they do the laser facials?
Yeah.
Well, this will be a laser facial from space, and I will
space.
call them spatials.
Space, very nice.
Can you imagine how many like celebrities and wealthy people will come to have a facial from a laser in space?
You could go even further. You could just get their address and just have them go out their front door and just stand
I
and
could do it from home.
yeah, stand.
Oh,
in-
that's so good. I don't even need a storefront. How
Yeah.
much money that would save me?
They could just stand out in their driveway on their porch or something and close their eyes and voila.
That's right.
Laser
They put
treatment.
like little cucumbers on their eyes right in their own
Yeah.
homes.
Yeah.
Yes. So if anyone knows how I should get my controller, I don't know if I'm supposed to be on a list or something. I just thought it would automatically happen because I'm Jewish. So I'm very disappointed over this.
Contact your Congress people.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Let them know
Okay.
that. Let them know you're waiting for it.
All right. Yes.
And do you actually? Is it actually yours or is it just shared control of a single one?
I don't know, but it doesn't really matter as long as I can access it. I'm glad to make appointments.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
You can. Yeah. It's like a timeshare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Timeshare laser.
Yeah. See,
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. I'm not greedy.
you just have to follow the schedule. Stick to the book.
That's right.
A European Union report has found that disinformation is more widespread on Twitter than on Facebook and other social networks.
What?
Nuh-uh.
I thought Twitter was like the more reliable one. It's not Twitter. It's X.
It's X. Soon to be an X platform, right? Maybe. I don't know.
Well,
He's doing a good job of running into the ground.
yeah, he said now that he's going to make everybody pay to be on Twitter. X.
X. Wow.
And someone said that the band X should sue him for taking their name. But I don't know. I don't think band names are trademarked, are they?
I guess they-
unless they trademark
I guess
them.
they could be. I guess it depends on the logo and the branding and stuff. I don't know. I could imagine trademarking a letter.
Yeah.
That seems like that. Well, I guess Elon Musk is doing it, right? I don't know.
Who knows?
Who knows? So the study analyzed 6 platforms and found that Twitter had the largest ratio of mis or disinformation posts, followed by Facebook. People say things that aren't true on Facebook.
No.
I didn't read that on Facebook. TrustLab, the analytics firm that conducted the study, searched for disinformation keywords on each platform and analyzed the spread of misinformation and disinformation. On Twitter, nearly 43% of posts containing the keywords were classified as mis or disinformation. 43%.
Wow.
Wow. The report also found that Twitter had the highest ratio of disinformation actors relative to the total sampled accounts. I believe we call those fish? What?
Fishing?
Fishing? What?
Sock puppets?
Sock puppets?
I don't know.
Is that a term?
Yes.
Sock puppets is a term.
Oh, yes, it is. Oh, it's big in the publishing industry, or at least it was, because some writers would hire people to write reviews, and they would sign up under fake accounts on Amazon, and those were called sock puppet accounts. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't heard that before. I was catfishing, as I was thinking.
Catfish.
Catfish. Yes. Wow, yeah. So the report also found that Twitter had the highest ratio. Did I read this? Twitter had the highest ratio of disinformation actors. Well, YouTube actually had the smallest ratio.
How do you really post stuff on YouTube?
You just post videos,
Yeah.
right? And I guess in the comments in the videos, or in your
Oh.
description of the video, or I guess saying things that aren't true on your videos, because that never happens. No.
Can't imagine.
Especially people that do videos with sunglasses on. Men sitting in their car wearing sunglasses, doing
What's with all the
conspiracy
car
theory
videos?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I guess you can clip the little camera on your visor, and it's convenient.
Well,
maybe.
I guess when you're living in your mom's basement, you'd rather film in your car.
Wow.
Ouch.
What in the world?
Okay, I don't know, but this is about bacon, so I'm in. Jews for bacon. 4 football players from Iowa State University have signed a name, image, and likeness deal with the Iowa Pork Producers Association. The deal involves defensive back Miles Purchase, tight end Tyler Moore, defensive lineman Tommy Hammond, that's a good name, and linebacker Caleb Bacon. The deal's clever twist is in the players' last names, Purchase Moore, Hammond, Bacon.
That's pretty awesome.
It is.
That's pretty fun.
It's kind of corny, but
It
I
is.
guess that depends on if the pigs are fed corn.
Yeah. I was gonna say that's not corny. It's bacon.
You can never have too much bacon.
No, I don't think so.
No.
I like to order like vegetarian things on the menu because I do like vegetarian things and vegan. I go to vegan restaurants sometime, but a lot of times the sandwich is just better with bacon on it. So
Yes.
I will order the vegetarian sandwich and
Better
say,
with-
put some bacon on that avocado, please. Yeah.
Better with bacon, you should trademark that.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's probably already trademarked.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Somebody out there check into it.
It's
Get back
good.
to us.
Yeah.
Costco's latest merchandise, a 1 ounce gold bar, has been selling out quickly on the retailer's website. The bars, which are priced at $1,949.99 or $1979.99, have a 4.9 star rating and can't be refunded or returned. Customers are limited to buying 2 bars per member. Wow. That's
I'm a little confused.
Well, 4.9 stars. Do you really think you're
Yeah.
going to give a bar of gold a bad review? Like, what would it smell
It's like,
bad?
what did he try to do with it? He or she tried to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that it's got a good rating because,
Yeah.
it's literally just gold.
It's like 9 out of 10 dentists recommend this. It's like, what's with the 10th guy? Or the
Right?
9th guy? Yeah, 10th guy.
The 10th guy's always just a
It's
liar.
totally for maths.
Right?
Yeah.
Mathsing?
Yeah, mathsing. Oh, gosh. Well, here's a lawsuit for you. The family of a Texas man is suing a Houston morgue for negligence after employees allegedly dropped the man's bodies, causing damage to his head. The incident occurred when employees from Twinwood Mortuary Service were removing the body from Juan Meja's daughter's condo. The family claims that the employees were young, hesitant in their decision making, and declined assistance offered by a family member and advice to get additional help. Mejias, I hope I'm saying this right, recounts hearing a thump followed by several more thumps when employees were removing the body, and upon opening the door, he found his father's body on the ground with the stretcher overturned. He attempted to shield his father's body from neighbors. The lawsuit alleges that the damage to Mejia's head was only discovered during the wake.
Wow.
That's awful.
That's a horrible story.
It is.
Wow.
Ew.
So moving on. Beards, hair, mustaches, and no clothes. That's what some Brazilian barbershops are now offering their customers. The nudist hair salons are seen as a laid-back alternative to the typical male grooming spaces, appealing to those who feel uncomfortable in traditional barbershops. So if you're uncomfortable in a traditional barbershop, you're going to feel more comfortable in one where everybody's naked.
That's not uncomfortable at all.
Yeah, not at all. There are currently 4 nudist hair salons in Brazil, each with its own unique style. The first one, Barberia Naturista, was opened in Fortaleza in 2021 by Rodney Araujo, who aims to spread nudism beyond beaches and campsites. The salons offer a range of treatments, attracting clients who find being naked during personal care to be liberating.
All I can think of is all those tiny little hair clippings that get into things and make you itch. I'm like, that, no.
Oh,
That's okay.
Oh, Brazil. You go with your bad self.
And so now let's go to Denmark. A Danish artist, Jens Hanning, has been instructed by a Danish court to repay almost $70,000 to Kunsten Museum for violating his contract. Hanning was commissioned by the museum in 2021 to recreate 2 earlier pieces that featured banknotes attached to canvases representing the average annual wage in Denmark and Austria. However, he instead submitted 2 empty canvases titled "Take the Money and Run" for the exhibition. Hanning's lawyer has confirmed that the artist is appealing the ruling. The court did determine that Hanning can keep about $5,600 as an artist's fee.
I mean, that's clever.
It is clever.
It's kind of like the banana guy.
The banana
guy? Do you remember the banana guy?
No.
Oh, it was this big thing. He duct taped a banana to a wall. And put a price tag on it on this museum of like some ridiculous amount, like $1.5 million, right? And then since nobody knew who he was, he then, as part of the performance piece, walked up there, peeled the banana, and ate it in front of a crowd of stunned viewers.
Oh my gosh!
Who literally were thinking, okay, this is an actual art piece worth $1 million point something dollars.
Oh, that's funny.
And then the guy walked up and ate the banana in front of everybody as it was performance art. And everybody was stupefied and confusion all the way around from top to bottom about the entire thing and what had just happened.
That's understandable because I don't know why anyone would want to eat a banana. Nasty. Not a banana fan.
Last one here. A survey of 2,000 U.S. adults found that the average American takes approximately 6 photos per day with their phone. I do not take that many. You probably do. You probably take pictures all the time.
I take more.
Because I think you take pictures or something, right?
I might every once in a while.
Yeah.
People are always like, I've got 2 giant cameras on me. And they're like, oh, you taking pictures? I'm like, no, this is really just a fashion statement. I accessorize.
You guys playing cards? The survey also revealed that the most common subject of these photos are friends and family. The study also found that respondents take an average of 23 photos during events such as graduations, weddings, vacations, and sporting events.
Wow.
Okay. So, Kat.
Yes.
Can I call you Kat on the radio? Or do you
prefer
of course. KS? Okay.
No, Kat's fine.
Because sometimes I talk to people about my friend Kat, and they're like,
oh, they don't know.
They're like, who?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, KS Brooks. And they're like, oh yeah, I know her. Sorry.
I get that a lot.
Right. Okay, so we're gonna go on some trivia, and these are do not scroll ahead, because you will get spoilers and you can't cheat.
Okay.
So we're gonna go ahead. That would be fun and games, but do not go there.
Okay, I will not go there.
No cheating.
I'm very obedient.
Oh, thank you. Good.
Private school.
Private school. Okay, so this first one here. What is unique about the word... Oh, I just hit my microphone. What is unique about the word indivisibility? Indivisibility. Think about the word. Indivisibility.
I feel like this is a trick question.
It's not a trick question. It's something unique about that word. It has only one of these in it, but multiple occasions of this one thing. Indivisibility.
An eye?
That's you're heading the right direction. What is an eye?
A vowel.
It's a vowel, and it only has one of them. Good job, you win.
Yes, except sometimes Y is a vowel.
Right. That's true, but not in this case, apparently.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
it's also 7 syllables.
Oh, wow. That's very good. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. There's a little applause for you.
Yes, I can do single-digit math this morning so far.
The next one, spy the lie. One of these is a lie. The other two are the truth.
I didn't know there would be a test.
There's a test.
Okay.
You'll get graded on this.
Okay.
It's very important for your future. This is going to go on your LinkedIn resume.
Oh my God.
Yeah. One third of us speed up at a yellow light. 1943, Franklin D. Roosevelt became the first serving president to fly on an airplane. In the history of the U.S. Postal Service, 2 people have been mailed. One of those is a lie. Yellow light. Franklin Roosevelt on an airplane, or the Postal Service.
Yellow light.
That is correct. Wow, look at you.
Way
with
more
so
than
much.
that. Speed through a yellow light.
That is correct. It says only 1/3 of us speed up at a yellow light. The truth? 2/3 of us speed up at a yellow
darn
light.
straight.
Do you ever have that when you go ahead and stop and then you realize you stopped and the light's still yellow and you really regret your decision? You're like, man, I could have gone, and then the people behind you are mad because they could have been the first in line next time.
Yep.
Or they could still have made it through.
I have seen people make it through that shouldn't have made it through.
There's this light here in town. I count how many people I see running that red light, and it's almost daily. I see somebody running that. Not even just like as the light turns red, like full on. My light's green, and all of a sudden I look to the side, and there's a car just zooming right through that light.
That's dangerous.
It's very dangerous. And then we have one more here, and then we're going to go ahead and take a break. This is a brain teaser. Are you ready?
Wait, let me wake up the one cell.
Okay.
Okay.
Tell him to knock on his neighbor's door and wake him up too.
Okay.
The question is, you're a bus driver. At the first stop, 4 people get on. At the second stop, 8 people get on. At the third stop, 2 people get off. The question is, what color are the bus driver's eyes?
What?
The answer is there. You know the answer to this. What color are the bus driver's eyes?
How does that get out of the numbers?
Do you want me to read it again?
Yes, please.
Okay. So you're a bus driver.
Oh, they're brown. Oh.
There you go. The
Thank
answer
you.
is that you are the
I'm
bus
like
driver.
doing all the math, and then he's like, "What?" That's pretty good. I like that.
Yay! Good job. Good job.
Keep me awake.
All right, everybody. We're going to take a few minutes. We're going to play some news and thank our sponsors, and we will be right back with part 2 of the show, or as we call it in the business, part 2.
Duh.
Have a good break, everybody. We'll be right back.
Part duh.
You're listening to 102.7 KCHW, Chewila.
The Public News Service Daily Newscast, September the 28th, 2023. I'm Mike Clifford. Amid the United Auto Workers strike, some advocates argue that it's time to implement clean car standards.
Gary Stack, a city council member in Allen Park, Michigan, supports the UAW workers in their quest for contracts that align with their skills, dedication, and loyalty. He says the state's automakers are committed to increasing the production of zero-emission vehicles in the next decade and intend to leverage the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act to do so.
It's time for Ford, GM, and Chrysler's parent company Stellantis come to the table. EV vehicles, and with these EPA standards put in place, these workers are concerned that these jobs, if they go non-union, competitive wages will fall.
The Energy Department predicts EV battery manufacturing will support 10 to 13 million fully electric vehicles annually by 2030. Michigan, Georgia, Kentucky, Kansas, North Carolina, Ohio, and Tennessee are key players in this growth, fueling job opportunities across the sector. Farah Siddiqui reporting.
Transportation generates more greenhouse gases than any other sector of the U.S. economy, makes up about 27% of total emissions and 45% of all U.S. oil consumption. 7 GOP candidates for president debated last night. The AP reports the debate comes at a critical moment in the GOP campaign, with less than 4 months before the Iowa caucuses formally launched the presidential nomination process. Meantime, CNBC reports UAW President Shawn Fain criticized ex-President Donald Trump's track record with unions, as well as his Wednesday visit to a non-union company in Macomb County, where Trump went live on Newsmax about 45 minutes before the GOP debate. Ahead of the general election on November the 7th, there's an urgent push for voter education in the Magnolia State. We get more from our Daniel Smith.
In 2020, more than 1.9 million Mississippi citizens reported being registered, according to the Mississippi Secretary of State's website. AARP Mississippi State Director Kimberly Campbell says your vote counts, and it's important for Mississippians to register to vote before the deadline of October 10th so they can participate in the general election.
You can register to vote by mail, but you can always just go to the Mississippi Secretary of State's website or your county clerk, city clerk's office, or municipal court clerk's office, and you can pull down voter registration information. On there, you can fill it out. They may have an online submission, but more than likely, you're going to have to postmark that and get it in the mail.
Campbell emphasizes that Mississippi does not have early voting. She adds the state only has absentee voting under certain circumstances. She recommends people check the Secretary of State's website or call their county clerk's office for qualification information.
This is Public News Service. New Yorkers are preparing for an impending government shutdown. State officials are worried about how it could impact the work state agencies have been doing for migrants.
Meanwhile, residents are concerned about how a shutdown could affect federal benefits they receive. Make the Road Action held a press conference this week, urging Republican Representative Anthony D'Esposito to stand up to hard-right Republicans taking budget negotiations hostage. Angel Reyes Rivas with Make the Road Action says a shutdown would be financially disruptive for New Yorkers.
For Social Security and Medicare, the checks are sent out, but benefit verification as well as card issuance would cease. Also, SNAP that many low-income families use on Long Island also would. The ability to send out food stamp benefits could be affected by the shutdown.
I'm Edwin J. Vieira.
Meantime, in New York's neighboring state, Laura Sullivan with the New Jersey Institute for Social Justice says a shutdown would deny food to infants and toddlers, reduce the number of preschoolers in Head Start, and slash the number of teachers in public schools.
New Jersey already has one of the worst racial wealth gaps in the country, about $300,000. And this will make things worse, leaving many families unable to make ends meet.
And the Ohio Bureau of Motor Vehicles issued nearly 200,000 new license suspensions last year for not having proof of insurance, failing to pay court fines, missing child support payments, or other debt-related reasons. That's according to an investigation by the Marshall Project Cleveland and News 5 Cleveland.
The Legal Aid Society of Cleveland calls debt-related suspensions a vicious cycle because the fines and fees from minor traffic stops can easily spiral into thousands of dollars. The Society's senior attorney, Michael Russell, says the debts hinder whether a person can go to work, access medical care, or obtain necessities like groceries.
We're punishing drivers by taking away their licenses, not based on dangerous driving, but based on a debt they can't pay off.
Nadia Ramlagan reporting.
Finally, Mike Moen poses this question. The arrival of fall has farmers transitioning to harvest season, but what if some gathered their crops with rows of solar panels right alongside them?
The agrivoltaic scene is carving out pathways for utilities and developers to reduce carbon emissions by adding more solar farms, while allowing emerging farmers who face land access issues to grow fruits and vegetables on the same property. Brian Ross leads renewable energy efforts at the Great Plains Institute, and he says it's a great example of two worlds working to benefit each other.
We're all working together to kind of take that example of local food production and try to expand it out. How can we actually put this at scale?
This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported. Here's on interesting radio stations, your favorite podcast platform. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
Welcome back to the second half of the KCHW Morning Show. I'm Chuck Ritchie here with KS Brooks.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Let's so yeah, we were talking a little bit during the break, you and I, and we almost missed our cue to come back on the air, so we kind of rushed back on. But Scott messaged and said, going out over the feed, we have two different news stories going at the same time.
Just trying to keep people informed.
Right, exactly. And I have no idea how that happened, so apologies for that if anyone is out there listening and heard two different things going on at the same time. That's we weren't hearing that here in the studio, but I guess probably going out over the Facebook feed, or maybe through our streamer. That's interesting. I hope we're not having two voices go out over the same time. Nobody needs to hear us twice.
Yeah, no one needs two of me, that's for sure.
Let's go ahead and get into our local calendar and some public announcements. I'm going to start things off here with our local birthday calendar. This is the Chewelah Valley Lions Club birthday calendar. Today is Amanda Grubb, Aaron Biancardi, and Reagan Wishar. I hope I pronounced that correctly.
I think it's Weishar. And here's the wild thing. That is a very, very unusual last name. I worked with David Weishar back in Boston.
Wow.
I have to believe they're related. And every time I see that name, I'm like, I need to message him on Facebook and see if this person's related to him.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So I am, I just got a, let's try this. That wasn't Scott that messaged us. That was Marion. So thank you for letting us know, Marion, that we have multiple voices going on. Trying to fix that right now. I think I may have inadvertently, just out of habit. Usually we do a Zoom call with Scott in the morning, and I had the Zoom call going. So I'm wondering if we were going out through the Zoom call that was backfeeding through the computer.
Oh, interesting.
So maybe, well, hopefully that fixed it, and maybe Marion will let us know in a second if that worked or not. And hopefully we'll only have one voice. I wonder if it happened the whole first half of the show. Hey. All of our millions of viewers out there and listeners heard everything twice.
Double the pleasure?
Right.
I don't know.
Sorry about that, everybody. Okay, moving on to our local events. We have the monthly mingle tonight. That's going to be at Andy's Sandwich and Sports. This is in cooperation with the city, the Downtown Revitalization Project, the economic vitality pillar of that specifically. That's a mouthful right there to say. In cooperation with the Chewelah Chamber of Commerce and the Chewelah Creative District.
Nice.
This is a sort of a social networking event between businesses, nonprofits, local organizations, kind of get together. The public is also welcome to kind of get together, brainstorm ideas, see what, kind of explore ideas. We're going to have a big whiteboard there. It's called the Somebody Oughta board.
Oh, cool.
Anytime anybody in the room says, somebody oughta, we point them to the board, write it down.
Nice.
And then people can start conversations from there and maybe make some things happen.
I just spent some time in Ellensburg, and I saw some things that I think we could be doing here, so I should probably come down and write those on the board.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. Just come check it out. Again, that's going to be at Andy's Sandwich and Sports at 207 East Main. That's happening tonight from 5:30 to 7. Now we have also tomorrow's free pickleball up at the golf course from 9:30. Sorry, my thing is blocked here. 9 a.m. to 11:30. Once again, I like to remind people that pickles are not provided. You have to bring your own. Just the facilities are free. The farmers market's going to be at the Chewelah City Park from 11 to 3:30 p.m. This is time's running out for the Friday market. There's only a few left. October 13th, I believe, is going to be the last farmers market. Friday the 13th.
Ooh,
with pumpkin
nice.
Bowling at the Friday market.
Excellent.
And that'll be a good one. I wish I could be there to cover it and do some live broadcasting. Maybe we can train you up to do some live broadcasting.
Oh my!
I don't think I have time to do that before we leave. There's quite a bit involved in that, but yeah,
I'm sure there is.
Then Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. there's gonna be a yard sale for Chewelah Young Life. I'm trying to pull up that information right now. That's going to be September 30th from 10 to 2 p.m. on 395, heading north right before Sand Canyon Road on the left side of the road. Then we have, over the weekend, we don't have a lot. It's kind of a slow weekend going on.
I'm so surprised.
Yeah, I know. I know there's a bunch going on. There's some school stuff happening. which I don't have pulled up. Maybe I can get that pulled up a little bit later and come back to that.
There's Cougar volleyball,
Mhm.
I think, at 1 or 2.
Okay.
Maybe 4. No, it's at 4. I'm sorry. I was trying to remember because I'm going to be in Spokane for that movie premiere. And so I was like trying to figure out if I could take a few pictures before I left, but I really can't. So it is at 4.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I did forget to bring the school lunch menu. We start the show off with that after the weather, and I totally forgot about that. So we'll go ahead and get that right now.
I edit that on Tuesdays, and it always makes me hungry.
Right? Some of the stuff they had, like, we didn't have breakfast in school. We had a snack bar. My breakfast was usually Cheetos and a cherry Coke. I don't think they let students do that anymore. Probably for good reason.
Tacos and stuff, but why didn't they have tacos on Tuesday? They had them on Wednesday. It's like, I don't understand that.
Everybody knows it's Taco Wednesday. So today for breakfast, we have a breakfast stick. I'm not really sure what that means, but I've had some breakfast sticks of varieties that were pretty good. Cereal variety of cereal, fresh fruit, fruit juice, and your choice of milk. Then for lunch, we have, let me scroll down there, teriyaki chicken with brown rice, green beans, fresh veggies, fruit, fresh fruit, your choice of milk, and a fortune cookie. That's amazing. We didn't get this kind of stuff. Actually, when high school, we had a Taco Bell in our cafeteria.
What?
Yeah, we had Taco Bell and Subway, like actually set up shop in our cafeteria. We had a coffee shop too in our school cafeteria.
That's wild.
Yeah, you could get yourself a latte and some Taco Bell for lunch in high school. Yeah, it was a thing. It was a pretty well funded school. It was Alaska. We had the oil money. Yeah. We were spoiled. I'm not gonna lie. So moving on. We have, I went ahead and pulled up the school information here. Let me get this. We have this weekend. Let's see, that already happened. So tonight is volleyball at Colfax. Is it Colfax? Colfax. Colfax, I'm sorry. Then football is going to be at Asotin. Asotin? Am I pronouncing that right either? These are towns. I've heard of Colfax, but I didn't know if I was.
Asotin's way down there.
Where is that, Asotin?
It's near the Oregon border.
Oh, okay. Ooh, that's a long drive.
Way down there.
Wow, that's quite the trip. And then on Saturday is a home game versus Riverside for the volleyball team.
Yes.
Yeah.
4 p.m. And also, I know there's something going on at the Woodland Theater in Kettle Falls Saturday night. I was asked to cover that.
Yes. Thank you for reminding me. I have that right here.
Awesome.
It is. I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce this. Is it Swenict? Swinict. It's an interesting looking word.
Can I see it?
Yeah. It means
I don't know that one.
The word means noisy waters. This is to honor the indigenous legacy of Kettle Falls. This is going to be at the Woodland Theater at 6 p.m. on September 30th. They're going to be featuring fishing sites, geographic features with Shelley Boyd and Bill Lehman. This is a benefit for the Inchelium Cultural Research Center at the Kettle Falls Historic Center. Yeah, there's a suggested donation of $10 to $40. But yeah, that actually I've heard about this quite a bit. It seems like a really cool event.
I'm sorry, I'm going to be missing it. It does sound lovely.
Yeah, I'm going to be missing a lot of stuff this weekend that I had already committed to, including, unfortunately, Kat, your movie premiere.
That's okay.
That I'm going to be in. I'm going to miss being on screen in a theater for my friend's movie because we have to pack and get ready for our trip that we're taking next week. And
Packing's overrated. Just throw stuff in the back.
We not only have to pack. Okay, so this is my mother-in-law passed away last year, and that's okay.
Oh, I thought this was a wedding.
No, well, there is a wedding as well.
Oh.
So no, this is the stuff that my wife is keeping that belonged to her mom is blocking my father-in-law's fishing boat, and it is fall in Texas, which means the weather's nice enough to go fishing. So he needs to get the stuff out of the way so he can get his boat out because he's missing fishing season because all of the furniture and everything that my wife has inherited is blocking the way of his boat. So we need to go and do some paperwork, go to court, sign some documents, and get the stuff loaded up in a storage crate to be shipped back to us.
Wow.
And then we're going to fly back to Seattle and then drive from Seattle to a wedding in the Tri-Cities and then drive back up here.
Oh, my gosh.
Yep.
In time to be in a film.
In time to be back for your filming. We're going to leave the wedding We're going to do the wedding, spend the night, leave early in the morning, and come back in time to make another film with Kat Brooks.
Yes, October 14th, we're doing a short film here in Chewelah. And if you'd like to be involved, hit me up on Facebook or send me an email to ksbrooks@ksbrooks.com. We're going to be doing a Halloween-themed shoot. So let me know if you're interested, because only people with credentials will be allowed in, so you need to make those arrangements in advance.
Yeah.
And we're limiting the amount of extras. So get it in now. We've already got like 10, and so I'd like to see between 5 and 10 more.